Are you broke in GTA Online? Do you want to buy the best vehicles at the cheapest prices? Well, you've come to the right place. Because I'm going to be talking about the best budget vehicles you can buy in GTA Online. But before we get into it, I'd just like to remind you all that I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and any help in doing so will be very much appreciated. But with all that out of the way, let's get into the video. And up first, we have the Duke of Death. And by simply linking your social club account, you can get this vehicle completely for free. And considering that this is an armoured vehicle, giving it away for free is actually kinda crazy. This is a very strong armoured vehicle, as it can take up to 4 RPGs and 10 homing missiles. It also has pretty decent window protection, which will make it harder for other players to shoot you. The customization on this vehicle isn't anything crazy, but something that is quite unique to this vehicle, and I believe only a few vehicles in the game have this ability, is that the secondary colour also changes the colour of the wheels, meaning this is one of the only vehicles in the game in which you can actually get ice white wheels. But overall, this is just a great vehicle to have, especially if you are a beginner. Its powerful armour will keep you safe from quite a lot of griefers, and yeah, it is just a cheaper alternative of other vehicles such as the armoured Kuruma. So yeah, this is just an absolute bargain. Please make sure to pick this thing up. But now let's move on to our next vehicle. And here we have the Elegy RH8. And just like with the Duke of Death, all you have to do is link your social club account and you will be able to get this completely for free. Otherwise, it will cost $100,000. But to be fair, that's still not a bad price for the vehicle that you're getting. Firstly, I just want to say that this vehicle has a lot of good customization. And if you take it down to Benny's, you can actually get it upgraded into the Retro Custom, which on its own is a car that I absolutely adore, but it is quite expensive, so I'm not really going to be talking about that on a budget list. Now, quite surprisingly, this vehicle has very, very good performance, similar to the kind of thing that you would get from a more expensive sports car. So then if you factor in that this vehicle is free, you'll definitely see why it's a great option that you should definitely be picking up. And considering that this is a very old car, the fact that it can still perform to such a high level really is just so impressive. So overall, it really is just a little decent sports car that you definitely should be picking up, especially because it's free. And up next, we have an old classic, because we have the Bati 801, coming in at $15,000. And this vehicle has been consistently good since the very beginning of the game, all those years ago. The Bati 801 still proves itself as one of the best motorbike options in the entire game. Mostly because of its very impressive speed. I mean, this thing is absolutely rapid. And this is actually my go-to vehicle for when I want to complete a time trial, which is very interesting considering this is one of the oldest vehicles in the entire game. Additionally, since you get $100,000 for every time you complete a time trial, since this vehicle is only $15,000, it actually proves to be a very good investment. But I do want to circle back and talk a little bit more about its speed, as I believe that this is one of the top 5 fastest motorbikes in the entire game. Which, as I said before, considering that this is an old vehicle, is just incredibly impressive. So overall, this is just an absolute classic of a vehicle, and every single player should have one of these. As it is quick, it is cheap, and it's one of the best motorbikes in the entire game. And up next we have the Paragon R. And this is the armoured version of the vehicle. And just like some of the other vehicles on this list, you can actually get this completely for free. Now, all you have to do to get this amazing vehicle completely for free is complete all 6 of the casino missions with Miss Baker. After you complete the final mission, an icon will appear on your map, you have to drive down to the docks, and you will get this vehicle completely for free. And this vehicle is not purchasable in any way. The only way in which you can get it is through those missions. In real life, this vehicle is based off the Bentley Continental GT. Except, of course, this vehicle has armour and it also has 2 front-facing machine guns. And this vehicle is just stunning. I really like the look of it, and the customization is also incredible. There's so many different things you can do with this vehicle. And as I mentioned before, the armoured plating allows this vehicle to take up to 2 explosives before blowing up. The performance on this vehicle is also very good, as it borrows from the normal Paragon R, which is just a sports car. And the performance between the two are pretty much the same, except I believe the armoured version is that little bit worse, but you get it for free, so no real problem there. But overall, this vehicle is definitely worth picking up, as this car really is just an all-rounder. There's so many different things that it's really good at. As I said, looks great, the customization's great, it drives great, It's just a great car. So make sure you do all those casino missions and pick up the armoured Paragon R. Let's move on to our next bargain vehicle. And up next we have the Karen Futo, costing just $9,000. Now the main selling point of this vehicle is 100% the customization. Because on this vehicle there are actually just so many options and there's so many different ways that you can make this car just look absolutely stunning. And one of my fondest memories of GTA Online actually came while I was driving a Karen Futo. Because I remember when me and like 20 other people that I know, we all went on this track and we just had a massive race and it was absolute mayhem and it was some of the most fun that I ever had in GTA Online. The overall performance of this car really isn't that great. The handling is really poor, but I believe that adds more to the character of the car and makes it more fun. It can actually reach a pretty decent top speed if you don't fuck up, pretty much. And the Futo really does just present itself in a really unique way. As despite its pretty atrocious performance, it is one of my favourite vehicles in the entire game. Why is this? I don't really know. Maybe it is just that memory I was talking about. Maybe it is the customization. As I said, I really do like the customization that this vehicle provides. But just on the whole, this is just such a fun vehicle and I really do encourage you all to buy one of these. Especially if you're one of them people who really like to customize cars. If that's the case, then you will absolutely adore this vehicle, as the customization, as I've said many times already, is just absolutely incredible. Make sure to pick up the Futo and let's move on to our next bargain. And here we have the Toros. And this vehicle is actually a lot more expensive than the rest of the vehicles on this list, coming in at just under $500,000. But I included it anyway because for that price, this vehicle is just so good. Now this SUV is absolutely crazy and it's one of my favourites in the entire game. Because this thing is absolutely rapid and it gets so fast that it becomes hard to control. And when it comes to overall performance, its only weakness is that handling, but to be fair, it's not even that bad. I mean, it's definitely viable and if you're a good enough driver, you probably won't even notice it. Looks wise, this vehicle is absolutely stunning, and obviously it is based off of the Lamborghini Urus, which even in real life is an incredibly good looking car, and that really does translate well in game because the Toros is one of the best looking vehicles in the whole game, and especially I do actually believe it is probably the best looking SUV in the entire game. This vehicle's customization is pretty solid. I mean, it's not anything crazy, anything out there, but you know, it's decent. But for that price tag of just under $500,000, you are getting an absolute beast of a vehicle. The vehicle has everything you need. Great speed, great looks, solid customization. I mean, it really is just everything that you could want from a vehicle. So do make sure to buy one of these. To be honest, I was never really someone who would buy an SUV in GTA. I usually, you know, like the other people who would just buy sports cars and weaponized vehicles, stuff like that. But I went out there, bought this vehicle because I heard what everyone was saying about it. And I was so glad that I did because I absolutely love this thing. So yeah, as I said, absolute beast of a vehicle. So just go do yourself a favour and pick this thing up right now. So that was my list of the best bargain vehicles in GTA. But what did I miss? Are there any other bargain vehicles that I missed? Let me know down below in the comments. If you did enjoy this video, of course leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And help me hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Any help in doing so will be very much appreciated. And of course, thank you all so much for 600 subscribers. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one.